All right, every year there's one report that lands on the desks of leaders all over the world. And it's this one, the World Economic Forum's Global Risks Report. We're going to dive into what it says are the biggest threats shaping our planet right now.
And just to be super clear about our focus for this explainer, we're zooming in on what all this means for the business sector in Central Africa. We're taking the big, high-level risks from the report and really trying to connect the dots to what's actually happening on the ground.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. Think of it like a funnel. We'll start big with the global picture, then look at the top threats everyone's talking about. We'll see how those risks hit businesses in general, and then, this is the key part, we'll narrow our focus right down to Central Africa's top concerns, before wrapping up with some ideas on building resilience for what's ahead.
Okay, part one, a world of competing risks. And yet, the subtitle says it all, a darkening global outlook. So, what's the general vibe coming from the report? Well, to put it mildly, it's pretty gloomy. We're looking at a world that feels like it's on edge, with competition really heating up.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. They've got the data to back it up. They asked over 1,300 experts what the next 2 years look like, and the results? Whoa, half. Literally 50% said turbulent or stormy. Only a tiny, tiny fraction, just 1%, are expecting things to be calm. That is a massive wave of pessimism from the people who are paid to know what's coming.
And this quote from the report really gets to the heart of why everyone's so worried. As cooperative mechanisms crumble, stability is under siege. What they're saying is, the old ways of countries working together are breaking down. We're moving into a world where it's more about confrontation than collaboration. And that simple shift? It's the foundation for pretty much every other risk we're about to get into.
All right, Section 2, top threats on the horizon. So, with that pretty grim backdrop, let's get into the specifics. What are the major global risks that are keeping leaders up at night?
Coming in at number 1, the single biggest global risk for the next 2 years is geoeconomic confrontation. Now, this is a big deal. Not only is it at the top, but it shot up the rankings from last year. That tells you something really important. Economic fights between countries are quickly becoming the number 1 worry for the whole world.
And right on its heels, at number 2, is state-based armed conflict. You can see how these two are just completely connected, right? When countries start using their economies as weapons, it's not a huge leap for those tensions to boil over into actual physical conflict. They're two sides of the same very dangerous coin.
And rounding out our top 3 is something that never seems to go away: extreme weather events. So, even while all this geopolitical drama is grabbing the headlines, the report is very clear that the real physical dangers from our changing climate are still a massive, immediate threat.
Okay, Section 3, how global risks hit business. Because let's be real, these things can sound pretty abstract, right? Geoeconomic confrontation, conflict, they're huge concepts. So the big question is, how does this stuff actually land in the real world and affect a business's day-to-day operations?
Let's just take a second to define that number 1 risk, geoeconomic confrontation. What does it actually mean? Well, think of it this way. It's when countries stop playing nice with trade and start using economic tools, like sanctions, tariffs, you name it, as weapons to get what they want politically. It basically turns the global economy into a geopolitical battlefield. And if the economy is the battlefield, then the front lines are the world's supply chains. You know, for decades, businesses have built these incredibly efficient, interconnected global networks. But now, those very same networks are a massive vulnerability. All it takes is one new tariff or one sanction, and suddenly the flow of critical goods can just stop. And the knock-on effects for businesses are huge. It's a chain reaction, really. First, your supply chains get all messed up. Then, because things are harder to get, costs go up, and bam, you've got inflation. All this uncertainty makes debt for both companies and countries way harder to handle. And this kind of volatility can even create dangerous asset bubbles. These aren't abstract problems. This is stuff that directly hits the bottom line. Okay, part 4. And this is where we really bring it home. Central Africa's top concerns. We've seen the big global picture. But what does it all look like from the perspective of a business leader in Central Africa? Are they losing sleep over the same things as someone in Davos?
This really is the central question for us today, and luckily, the report gives us some incredible insight. They surveyed more than 11,000 business executives from all over the world and asked them a simple question: what's the biggest threat to doing business in your country? So, what did the leaders in Central Africa have to say?
Well, here are the answers, and they are fascinating. Take a look at countries like Angola, Chad, and Gabon.
The top concerns are not geo-economic confrontation. They're about things like a lack of economic opportunity, not enough public services, inflation, inequality. These are immediate, domestic, very real challenges.
So let's just put it side by side to make it crystal clear. The big global conversation is all about this high-level geo-economic confrontation. But for business leaders in Central Africa, they're focused on what you might call kitchen table issues. The fundamentals that affect everyday life. Are there enough jobs? Is society fair? Can we count on our public infrastructure? That's what really matters.
So the priority couldn't be clearer. It all comes down to the foundations of a healthy society and economy. It's about making sure people have a real shot at a good life, and that the basic infrastructure, roads, power, public services, is there to support businesses and communities. For leaders in the region, these are the things that make or break their success.
All right, our last section, building resilience for tomorrow. So we've got this really complex picture, right? We have intense global competition on one side and these super urgent local needs on the other. So what do? How do you navigate a path forward? Well, the report does offer some ideas.
It boils down to 4 key actions we can take today. First, instead of waiting for everyone to agree, form smaller coalitions of the willing to get things done on shared problems. Second, really ramp up the conversation between governments and businesses. Third, push power down to local communities and let them lead. And finally, do whatever it takes to protect the private sector's ability to invest and create jobs, even when things are tense.
And that really brings us to the final big question. In a world that seems to be breaking apart, maybe the smartest move, especially for a region like Central Africa, isn't trying to compete alone on the global stage. Maybe the ultimate competitive advantage is actually doubling down on regional collaboration. Could building stronger partnerships with your neighbors be the real key to weathering these global storms and building a better future? It's a huge question, and probably one of the most important ones for the years to come. Thanks so much for joining me.